Hi everyone, and welcome back to Movie Time with Chris. The channel devoted specifically to movies, movie trailer discussions, movie reviews, movie birthdays, box office predictions, with some special videos along the way. Now, hey, if that sounds like something that you're into, if you love the trailer discussions, if you want the movie reviews before you check it out at the theater, or hey, if you just love movies, subscribe to this channel. You're going to get all of that great content that you love and then some. Now, today we've got a lot to talk about. I didn't do a video on Friday. I didn't post on Twitter or Instagram my box office predictions, so I'm not going to be doing a box office prediction video. On Monday, tomorrow, I will be doing a recap just to kind of cover how everything did at the box office. But because I didn't put my predictions out there, the only place I put them was on Fantasy Movie League. I'm not going to talk about my predictions or guesses. So we have a lot to talk about in this video. We've got 2 movie reviews, 2 trailer discussions, and just some movie news to go over. So to make sure that this video doesn't end up being 45 minutes to an hour long, we're just going to touch on everything kind of briefly, give my thoughts and opinions on each, and move on. So the first thing we're going to talk about today is the movie review for The Nun. Now, just to give you a heads up, you are forewarned that this video will have spoilers. So I'm going to have spoilers for The Nun and for my other movie review of Fahrenheit 11/9. So if you guys don't want to know what happens in these movies for any reason at all, go ahead and either skip this part of the video or just back out completely. You've been warned. All right, so talking about The Nun. This movie was all right. I can see why it dropped 66% from week 1 to week 2. Do I think we needed this movie? No. I don't think people were really asking or begging for this movie. I think it was just a way for them to keep money flowing into the studio with this franchise that's doing well. The Conjuring movies, I think, are great. I never saw any of the Annabelle, so I don't know about the spin-offs. This is the only spin-off that I've seen. The movie was slow-moving. There weren't a lot of effects that were... Sorry, that's Nebula. There weren't a lot of effects that warranted it being seen in the theater. So this is the kind of thing I'd say, hey, if you want to just watch it at home, you can. If you have a big screen TV and surround sound, hey, it's like you watched it in the theater anyway. There's no big difference. The only thing is you'd be watching it by yourself instead of in a theater filled with people. I did have one question in the movie, and that was, excuse me, how does this tie in with everything? Because obviously at the end of the movie, they find a way to kind of vanquish the evil spirit. So my question was, well, if they got rid of the nun in this movie, how does the nun show up in The Conjuring 2? And they answered They answered that question. They tied it into the first Conjuring movie with the film that they show with the exorcism. Turns out in this movie, one of the characters does actually get possessed by Valak, and that's how it goes on to, their video of doing the exorcism, and that's how the nun is still out, wasn't vanquished. It explained it to me. That was the only question I had, but they answered it at the end of the movie. So, the movie was all right in itself. But again, I don't think it needed to be made, and I don't think you need to see it in the theater. But that's just my opinion and my thoughts. So we're going to go ahead and move on now to the second movie review, Fahrenheit 11/9. The title is a play on Michael Moore's other documentary, political documentary, I guess they're all political documentaries actually, his documentary Fahrenheit 9/11. And instead of focusing on the Bush administration and the attacks of September 11th, 2001, and the Middle East and Afghanistan, this one focuses on the Trump administration. It kind of fits the dates. 11/9 was the day after the 2016 election, and it's when Trump was decided the winner of the election. And the questions that are asked are, how did we get to this situation? And how do we get out? So, typical Michael Moore, when you see Fahrenheit 9/11, you think that movie, just by the title, you think it's going to be about September 11th. And, the facts of that and the Bush administration. But there were a lot of detours in it, talking about the Middle East and the Bush family's relationship with people of the Middle East and the 2000 election. And it's the same with this one. He does focus a lot on Trump, but a lot of it is also about the water crisis in Flint, Michigan. And I can understand that because Michael Moore is from Michigan. So it's kind of hitting home. But this movie made me upset. Not about the movie. I think Michael Moore is great in the work that he does. The questions that he asks, the points that he makes, he does his research. He interviews a lot of good people and just regular people. He did his job. This documentary is worth watching, and it makes me upset because I see the way things are. How the government is handling this water crisis in Flint, Michigan. How the government is kind of reacting to, school shootings and teacher pay and health care and so many issues. And we've got this guy as president, and it was upsetting for me. It's the kind of thing that makes you want to go out there and do something, be a part of this, be part of the change, because things can't keep going the way they are. But it was very good documentary. Michael Moore, again, does great work. A lot of people praise his documentaries for the light it shines on topics that most people just don't want to focus on. So, again, was it worth seeing in the theater? Maybe not. I could have watched it when it's streaming on Netflix or Hulu or, anything like that. But I wanted to see this movie early on. And I got that done, and it definitely lit a fire inside of me, and we'll see how things go in my future with getting involved. But hey, those are my movie reviews. If you've seen these movies, if you want to see these movies, let me know your thoughts about them. The Nun and Fahrenheit 11/9. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now we're going to go ahead and do our trailer discussions. Now again, I'm not doing trailer reactions anymore just because I was having that Nebula. Just because I was having that issue where, my trailer reactions were being blocked or, copyright content. And it was just such a big hassle. So I've decided I'm just going to watch the trailers on my own and then discuss it. So it's kind of the same thing as before. The only thing is I'm not having the trailer in it. So we're going to talk about the Grinch trailer. The third trailer that came out for the Grinch. And, again, as I've stated before with previous reactions with this, I like Benedict Cumberbatch. I think he's great. I think that, him doing voices of things is also great. So, sorry. Um, but I don't see much of a need for there to be these Grinch movies. You know, they tried to do the live action with Jim Carrey, and that one was not very good. And now they're trying to do a cartoon remake. And I mean, the trailer, yes, it's got some haha moments, some good moments, but ultimately you're trying to redo the classic Grinch cartoon. And it's just not going to happen. So just leave it alone. You already did this movie, that's fine. The movie comes out November 9th. 11/9. Funny. Following up Fahrenheit 11/9 with an 11/9 movie. But it comes out November 9th. Just kind of, after that, leave it alone. Don't bother trying to remake another Grinch. Let it die. Every holiday season, they play the original. Boris Karloff is great narrating it, so just leave it alone. But that's my opinion. Do I think this movie's going to do well? I think it's going to make some money, yes. But it's not going to compare to the original. Leave that 25-minute original alone, and we'll all be fine. But moving on. The second trailer discussion we're going to have is for the trailer for Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet. Or if they're just calling it Ralph Breaks the Internet now, I don't know. It's Wreck-It Ralph 2. This one is set to come out November 21st of this year, so a lot of November movies. And this looks like it's going to be good. I mean, I really enjoyed the first Wreck-It Ralph, and now to see them not just in other games, but in the internet. Now, the one thing I didn't like about this trailer, now, yes, it does give a lot of story. It focuses a lot on the main characters, but what I liked about the initial trailer was the fact that it showed all these other characters that, you'll be able to see and that they're going to interact with. And, they had Iron Man and Stormtroopers and all the princesses and, all this stuff about the internet that fit into this movie, and it was great. You don't really get that in this one. So this is more of just, I guess, a story trailer, letting you know what's happening, what's going to be the conflict, and how are they going to overcome it. So I think they might have given a little too much away in this trailer, just my own personal opinion. But again, I think it was lacking in that they didn't use the fact that you have all these things in the internet, all these different characters that they can capitalize on. And I feel like they didn't in this trailer. But, it was enough to still get you excited, remind you that this movie's coming out in 2 months. So be sure that you're there, giving your money, and checking it out in the theater. But hey, those are just my thoughts and opinions on those two trailers, the Grinch trailer, the third trailer for the Grinch, and this latest trailer for Ralph Breaks the Internet. So if you've seen these trailers, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. So now just moving on to some basic movie news. One category I'm actually going to push back and save to the end. We're going to talk about the fact that Bond 25, I know they've been having some problems with getting a director. I know this news is a little late, but I wanted to just touch on it because I like the Bond movies, and I like Daniel Craig as Bond. I know he's not going to be doing it forever. I would like to see, Henry Cavill step up and be a Bond. He's a British actor, and I loved him in Mission Impossible Fallout. So let's see what he can do. Give him a chance. But again, separate, my own opinion. But yeah, they finally got a director. It's Cary Fukunaga. I'm sure I butchered that. But yeah, he was the director of Jane Eyre and Beast of No Nation. So good, talked about award movies. Um, so I hope that he does good with this Bond. I mean, I'm sure he will. This is the fifth Daniel Craig one, and it seems like the odd number ones are really good. Casino Royale, people liked. And then you had Quantum of Solace, and people were, But then he followed it up with Skyfall. Epic. Loved it. But then they went to Spectre, and it was, So now we got to revive it. I'm sure this director can do that just based on the work that he's done. And again, we know Daniel Craig can pull it off. I know there was this talk of him not wanting to be Bond anymore, but if this is his last Bond movie, I'm sure he's going to go out with a bang. And I'm sure he's going to give it his all and make this performance epic. So, but I'm glad they have a director. The movie is set to come out Valentine's Day, February 14th of 2020. So they've got some time to get things going, a whole, year and a half almost before it actually comes out. So hopefully, we get a trailer summer of next year. I think that would really be good, get people hyped up and remembering Bond and how this one might do a lot better than Spectre and kind of wash Spectre away and be like, hey, this is worthy of Casino Royale and Skyfall. But again, just my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Other movie news. Kingsman. Kingsman 3 has been slated for a November release of 2019. It is set to come out November 8th of 2019. And I don't know why. I mean, don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed the... Hold on. Sorry about that. But, I love the Kingsman. That first movie was, oh my God, to this day, that church scene with Colin Firth, I can watch just that. I can just put that scene on and watch it over and over and over. It is epic. The fight scenes in this, the story, the whole backstory to it, everything about it was great. And then they said they were doing a sequel, and I was hyped. Yes, and they were bringing Colin Firth back. I didn't know how they were going to do it, but they explained it, and I was like, yes. But the movie I felt was lacking. And I don't think it quite measured up to the first Kingsman. So why are they making a third one? Is it just to keep making money off of this series? Or are they going to redeem from the second one? The second one, everyone was like, oh my God, yes, let's see this. It's going to be great. They're bringing Colin Firth back, and they focused a lot on him. And it's going to have Channing Tatum, and he was hardly in the movie. So are you going to redeem yourself from that? Or are you just trying to make more money? Hopefully it's the redemption. But, that's just my hope. We'll see how it goes. Again, the movie's set to come out basically in a year. A year and actually less than 2 months. So hopefully, probably Yeah, we'll say March. Um, we can see a trailer for it and see what this is all about. Maybe put it right before the Captain Marvel movie. You know, Show us a trailer for Kingsman, get us excited for it, get us remembering that movies go on past the summer. Um, and please make it good. I don't know. I'm iffy. Am I happy they're making another one? Yes, because, regardless, I'm going to see it. Do I want them to? No, because I don't want them to bring these down any further. I really enjoy the first one. The second one, if it's on, if I have nothing else to watch, I might put it on. But yeah. Anyway, moving on from Kingsman, I spent a little too much time talking about that. Our final story for today's video is going to be about Sinemia. Now, probably a few months ago, you guys might remember I did a video talking about, the different movie subscriptions that were out there. And I talked about MoviePass, Sinemia, Cinemark's Movie Club, and AMC's A-List. I had MoviePass for a little while, and it just got really ridiculous. Also, probably 2 months ago or so, I did a video where I was venting. I was very upset at MoviePass for something that they did, and I got on the phone with them and I canceled. I was done. So, with that one gone, the next best option for people was probably going to be AMC's plan. Now, AMC's A-List, it allows you 3 movies a week. Doesn't matter what kind of movie, IMAX, 3D, whatever. You get 3 movies a week for $20 a month, which is really a good deal. Unless you live in an area where there aren't a lot of AMCs. Cinemark's plan is probably the least favorite, just because it's $8.99. You get 1 movie ticket, and if you want to see other movies, they're $8.99. So if I wanted to see, say, 3 movies in the month, I'm going to spend $27, roughly. And for that, it's like, well, that doesn't benefit me. Yeah, I get 20% off of concessions, but 20% off concessions doesn't balance out to me spending $9 for the ticket each time I go. So, I mean, especially when they have the early bird, which is like $5.50, and discount Tuesday, and it didn't seem worth it at all. Sinemia had matched MoviePass's plan for, $9.99 a month. You would see 3 movies a month. And you could see any movie at any theater. You could book it online in advance. So it did have some perks. But just recently, just the other day, sometime this past week, Sinemia announced their unlimited plan, which for $30 a month, you get to see 30 movies a month. So basically a movie a day. And that's probably the greatest plan out there. Everyone should jump on this plan. Because, well, anyone who goes to the movies that much, $30, you get 30 movie tickets. Let's say your movie tickets are $10. You want to see 30 movies, that's $300 that you would spend normally, whereas now you're just spending $30. You can go to any theater you want. Cinemark, AMC, Regal, South Chase, Cobb, Epic, any theater you want. You can book your tickets in advance. Say, oh, this movie comes out on Friday. I want to get my ticket now. Done. You can do it online, hence the in advance. So you want to do it on your app on the phone, through Fandango or Atom Tickets, through each theater site itself. Done. And there's no blackout dates. I mean, there's so many good things about this. I don't understand why anyone wouldn't do it. This is the greatest plan out there for moviegoers that want to see the movies often. And if you don't want to go that often, Sinemia has great plans all around. If you want to see one movie a month, 2 movies a month, 3 movies a month, if you want a family plan, anything, Sinemia is where it's at. It really is, because it gives you the option to go to other theaters. AMC is just AMC. 3 movies a week, yes, that's great. For someone like myself who lives here in Orlando, where there's 2 AMCs, not that far away. But for someone who lives in, say, Cleveland, where there's probably, Cinemarks all around, AMC doesn't help them. And Cinemark's plan isn't worth it to pay $9 a month for one ticket and then $9 after that for each additional ticket. When with Sinemia, you could get one ticket a month and it's $4.99. And you could do that ticket in advance and online, and Sinemia is where it's at. But hey, these are my thoughts and opinions. We're coming up on 30 minutes, so I need to cut this video short. Excuse me. But hey, let me know your thoughts and opinions on all of these topics in the comment section below. The movie reviews of The Nun and Fahrenheit 11/9, of the trailer discussions of The Grinch and Wreck-It Ralph 2, of just the regular movie news of Bond 25 getting a new director, Kingsman coming out with a 3rd film, and Sinemia unleashing their unlimited plan to, if MoviePass is even still around, to basically kill them and dominate this whole market. Let me know your thoughts. But hey, as always, you guys can follow me on Twitter. It's Movie Time with C1, the letter C, the number 1. You're going to see my thoughts on things. I'm going to be putting my movie predictions on there, letting you know when videos are going to be done. So you guys can get the alerts through Twitter. Sorry, lost my train of thought. Follow me on Twitter. Also, you guys can find me on Instagram, Movie Time with Chris, movie_time_with_Chris. And you guys will see the little snippets of videos I've already uploaded, things that I'm working on, things that are going to be uploaded. So you guys can check out the Twitter, check out the Instagram. If you like what you see, come back to the channel and subscribe. You're going to get all of that great content and then some. And I say and then some because, excuse me, if you guys ever have a question, a topic you want to hear about, a video you want to see, all you have to do is email me. movietimewithchris@gmail.com. I'm going to check that email multiple times a day. I will not miss your message, and I can guarantee that your question, the topic you want to hear about, the video you want to see, will appear on a future video on this channel. And hey, if you enjoy this channel, if you enjoy the work that I do, if you enjoy the videos, the fact that I'm here for you guys can always support me on Patreon. I'm going to have the link in the description below. On there, I do have, again, little videos and snippets, so you guys can check that out, kind of get a preview of what I actually have, and you guys can help me out. But that's all for now. Until tomorrow when I do my box office recap, take care.